Because like what I want to
visual
see,
effect.
what I want to see is the capsule collider here.
Yeah, ironically, that's actually one thing we definitely don't see right now.
Nope.
Does everything just seem like a complete mystery to you right now? Unity, session 102.
Yeah, at this point, it's just like college course numbers, right? Last one was Unity 101.
Yep, exactly. And I feel like we were able to get a little bit of like a weird dog running around in grass kind of scenario, which is great.
I was very impressed. Yeah, I think we ended up with a fairly functional. Right after the stream, I like exported it to a Mac app and just started playing with it full screen. I'm just like, oh, cool! Like you can just make any game you want. Immediately compiles, shareable binary. I love it.
Nice. I love this. The height mapping here gives us kind of this fake sense of depth.
Oh yeah, it's got
in the grass. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, Unity. It's trying its best. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I feel like that texture should be smaller. I wonder if there's a way to
tile it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll see. There's so much about this that I do not know.
Yeah, we'd have to change this into a bunch of triangles, right? It's probably just one triangle right now.
I wonder, because I think if you turn off the material, the plane is actually quite a few triangles.
How do I turn off the material?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I see the material. It's further down in the panel. There's the photo material that we've been screwing with. Maybe you can turn it off from there. On the right side, it says the very last item in that panel is like photo 1589, yada yada yada.
How do I turn it off without deleting it?
I don't know. You're asking the hard questions.
Yeah.
Well,
why is the photo attached to the bottom here? Why isn't it part of this? Oh, I see. The material's here, and then it's just linked to this thing here, right?
I guess you can render with multiple materials, yeah.
So if I just delete that,
it's gone.
I don't know what the plane looks like anymore.
Welcome to the stream, Dean. He says, "Oh God, I am double fisting Twitch streams today. What's your other stream?" Oh boy, I'm gonna have to find another place for this chat window now.
Oh, because of the inspector.
Yeah.
Unity's noisy.
Unity is noisy.
It's gonna be hard to get. It's gonna be hard to like find a place for the chat. It's not a big deal. I can narrate through what I'm clicking through down here.
Yep.
I guess you can't see it, right?
I can see it. I can switch to zoom and see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, cool. His friend is. This is actually even on our stream too. His friend is making a Smurf in Dark Souls 3, which is a great time. I love it. I'll just
making a Smurf. What does that mean?
So far he's got a very blue dude.
Oh, so he's actually like modding Dark Souls 3?
I mean, Dark Souls traditionally, Smurfette, excuse me, I couldn't see the gender slider. Dark Souls has a very messed up character creator that you can do some truly delightful things with. So I think they're going to town on it. Yeah, I don't know if you are, maybe in the images, like, I bet there's some good ones. So, do Dark Souls 3 Monster Factory. Oh, you know what? There, that second row, first item. There you go. Second row, first item.
This one here. Oh, yeah. That's wild. So are basically all of the characters and creatures designed through this system?
No, I think none of them. The creatures in that game are... I mean, you played Bloodborne. They're all bonkers.
Yeah. Are there any people in Dark Souls 3? And if so, I bet they use this tool.
I bet so, yeah, because I think there's like another sort of doll character, like the maiden in Bloodborne. There's a couple people, but... oh yeah, these are great. These are all wonderful.
Okay.
It's a character creator you can really go to town with.
Yeah. All right. All right.
I already see some good Smurf action in here.
This is
so,
really good,
yeah.
actually.
I think what's best too is that when you play this game, I've never once seen my own character's face in a Souls game.
Wow.
Was that a Homer Simpson? I guess so, or a dog.
It's kind of a dog. It's kind of a dog. That's just a dude.
That's just a dude.
That looks like a preset, actually.
So I think one of the
Wow.
oh wow, the top middle row of this is, yeah.
Yeah. So how did these glasses get in there? Like, did they just have them? Are these just available?
Maybe, yeah. You can do a lot with it, but
This is great.
One of the things that sets
You can make the Joker.
you can make the Joker, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that sets this editor apart is that when you select a face, there's a button that says "Give me a similar face," and it tweaks everything just a little bit. But if you press it like 1,000 times, you get like the weird dude with no chin, because the algorithm is not very good at making similar faces at all.
That's awesome.
It's great.
It's like the Google image search movie. Did you watch that one where like basically they took a Google image search of, or rather a reverse Google image search of like a gray image, just a solid gray square. They did a reverse Google image search and then took the first result of that and did another reverse Google image search and did that recursively and made a movie out of it.
Whoa. That sounds pretty trippy.
I think I saw that like 10 years ago or something like that. It's like it like settles on porn for like a pretty long time and then goes through like at least a couple minutes of rage face, which is really funny.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Dean points out that I think this calls to mind Monster Factory, which is all about making the worst character you can in the game and then role playing it. Yeah, like Monster Factory. Like, find the YouTube channel. They just go into all of them. Wow.
This is Polygon.
It's I think it was like the McElroys, but maybe it was Polygon. Yeah. Oh yeah, the top one's the playlist.
Oh, okay.
But like, I don't know, they're all horrible.
It's all just advertising.
I hate. Oh, you've got 3 seconds. 2, 1. You can almost get through it.
Oh, yes.
My ad blocker has stopped. Like, I remember when AdBlock used to block YouTube ads.
So they just make monsters?
They make monsters, but then they actually play the game too. I think this one, yeah, this one they made a turtle, Squirtle.
I love it. And then they just play through the game.
Yeah, but kind of like role playing their own character, which is cute.
Oh, okay. So they do like voiceover on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. That's a great idea.
It's really good, and only some games have excellent character creation.
Yeah.
Perhaps we should make one.
In Dark Souls?
No, sorry, perhaps we should make a character creator that can be abused.
Oh. Seems hard.
It does.
Seems like a lot of effort, doesn't it?
Maybe. I feel like the best ones give you sliders, and then the sliders just map to values, and you just give people too wide of a range, and you're solid.
Right. There are games where like I just could not get what I wanted out of the character creator. I think that's most of them, right? Mm-hmm. The Red Dead Redemption Online character creator, it does a really good job of like generating super gnarly looking people because it's like a Western and like you can really fuck them up. But it's hard to make somebody that looks someone like you feel like role playing most of the time, unless you like gnarly.
Sometimes I just wonder, like, why even give me the option when I can't even see the character face the whole time? Like, Dragon Age, I get it. I have to look at that character the whole game.
Yeah.
Dark Souls? Such a strange role-playing thing to do.
That was the funny thing about Cyberpunk 2077, right? Or at least what they said is that you can do all this, like, character creation with clothes and stuff like that, but you never see your character. Although I think actually you'll see your character in mirrors and that sort of thing. That's the only time you'll see your own character.
That fucking game. I hear it's good enough now.
Is it?
I'm still not interested in it at all. Apparently,
It's on sale. You can get it for $40 on Steam.
I'll pay 10.
Okay, that's a good price.
Maybe someday when it's $10, I will pay money for it. I still think the funniest thing was that like the character's dick would clip through their pants. I'm just like, why did you model that?
Yeah. I ended up biting the bullet and I spent $20 on a copy of Transistor for Switch.
Oh hell yeah, that's a fun game.
Yeah, it's good.
It's very very aesthetically pleasing.
It's super stylish. Almost too stylized. The kind of like narrator who's your sword, like adding in like little bits of commentary. It's very opaque, and I feel like you wouldn't really be able to appreciate everything that he's saying unless you were like playing it for the second time through.
Ooh, maybe yeah. I mean, I feel like I guess you're going back through the Supergiant catalog, but like each one of them has that glimmer of Hades' greatness in it.
Yeah.
That is sort of like not quite hewn out of the marble yet.
I think I can see that in Transistor.
When like they've been nailing this musical style the whole time too, and they have like a really good audio engineering team that just like gets a little
Who's
better.
like one dude actually.
Right, it's like that one guy who always like writes a song.
Yeah.
And
Darren
scores the whole
something or
thing.
other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to play Pyre. It's the only one I haven't played yet. So
Yeah, I heard Pyre. They made like a procedurally generated song or something like that,
weird.
where there's like 6 to 9 variations of lyrics based on like what choices you made, and it like dynamically picks all of like the different chunks of the song. It might just be variations in lyrics, but still, to record the same song like 6 times in a row, that's
It's a lot.
That's really diving into it. Yeah.
That's so funny.
What happens if I click the 2D button? There's all these juicy buttons in here that I don't know what they do.
I mean, hit it. See what happens. It's gonna go. Thoop.
Okay,
Oh,
so
wait.
it's like side view.
Oh, sorry. What happens if you hit play now? Though, are we in 2D? It's gonna be exactly the same. Our camera is our camera.
Hit and play. No,
Nothing changed.
It's the same. Yeah.
So I know you can start a new Unity 2D project. There's that dog running around. Does it still have the little light source bullets are cute as heck.
So I kind of messed with it a little bit.
Oh yeah, what'd you do?
Well, I moved all of our scripts into a folder called scripts.
Cool.
This is the kind of productivity you can expect when you work with me.
It's wonderful. I think organizing the Unity project is like an art form in its own, from what I understand.
I can
So,
totally imagine. Yeah. And then we'll just be hanging out in the background.
No, it's great. Just leave it there. It'll be a really wonderful surprise every once in a while.
So I got VS Code working with Unity.
Nice. Even the autocomplete or IntelliSense?
Public game.
Nah.
I thought it was working. Oh, wait. Sometimes it takes a while for it to wake up. I find that I spent the whole weekend programming in C#.
Oh damn. Okay.
And I made a scheme interpreter. Do you know the language scheme?
No, but I've heard that's like a project people do a lot for fun to learn a language.
Yeah, that was basically it. The scheme it looks like this. It's like oh wait, you know what? These files are deleted. That might be the issue.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
because they got moved. Yeah.
Groups, player, follower. I mean, it knows that it's a game object.
That's awesome. Can you command click to get to like a definition or a docs? Hey, I love it. That's beautiful. Nice.
Let's see if this will happen now. Yep, autocomplete, baby.
Sick.
Bam.
That looks great. Cool.
Yeah, I basically had to fight the settings for a while, and Unity uses a different .NET runtime than the most advanced one I have downloaded on my computer. I have 5.0 on my computer. .NET 5.0 Core. Gosh, these SDKs, right? Java and C# and .NET, whatever. they have such a dizzying variety of different things. It's really hard to know which one you're supposed to use.
I don't. Yeah, I. And like, how many .NET versions do I need on my Mac? Like, can't you just bundle your dependency into your app and let me use
So
it?
I think the one that it's actually using right now is Mono, which is the non-Microsoft one. It's the open source one.
Oh, is Mono open source.net? Okay, that makes sense.
But I think Microsoft owns Mono now, so it's
Okay.
just kind of weird, right?
I mean, Microsoft owns GitHub and a bunch of other open source stuff, so
do.
I guess that's just the future.
They own NPM. Because GitHub owned NPM.
Oh shit,
Yeah,
that's weird.
it's just
That's really
it's just
weird.
really weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, I spent the weekend messing around with C#, wrote a scheme interpreter. Scheme looks like this. And
What is this
You want-
reverse Polish notation?
you can kind of you can kind of do stuff like this, you know. And then if you want a lambda, you can do like define func is a lambda that takes a and b and it returns a greater than b or something like that, right? This is a stupid function because it's the same thing as greater than, right?
Sure.
But then you can call func of stuff, right?
Neat. Yeah. Cool.
The nice thing about this is that it's actually really easy to write a parser for this. And if you think about it, this is just like you use the parentheses to define an abstract syntax tree. There's like almost no parsing logic.
I was gonna say, and also the operator and argument order makes this very easy to. You don't have to count arbitrary arguments because the operator is going to tell you how many you need in advance, right? Like, so it's actually like a very nice sort of language to parse, like front to back.
Exactly. Yeah.
That makes sense. That's cool.
Yeah. So I wrote that, and it was actually pretty relatively pleasant experience, except for the sort of tooling that VS Code uses to get like code intelligence, right? So things like how do I format this file, or like where is this symbol being defined? It's called OmniSharp, and I think it basically is the LSP provider for VS Code. There's
Okay.
like a little server that runs in the background, and I found that I had to like reload my VS Code window like every 3 minutes to do what I wanted.
Weird.
And it had issues with like if you had a problem with an identifier, it would like continue telling you that the problem is there until you deleted the word and typed it back in the same exact way.
Huh.
So there are some rough edges to it that was quite frankly super surprising to me, because I would have thought that like C# would be like the flagship platform for a language server, and it would be like the key thing that they needed to get right in VS Code.
And it
turns out their TypeScript tooling is just way better.
Yeah.
What I learned.
I guess I feel like VS Code and TypeScript sort of went hand in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
But there's enough going on here that I think Visual Studio will be usable. I made an editor config that starts to do some of the things that I think is nice. Unity doesn't really use namespaces. Like I have a very aggressive linter running right now. I think it's called Roslinator. Yeah. Roslyn is the compiler tool chain that that comes with .NET. I don't know if Mono uses Roslyn or not. I think they're two different pieces of technology. But anyway, this is like the linter that's there. And it like complains about every last little thing, which is good. I think I like having it strict. And then I start to turn stuff off.
Nice.
Normally, you're supposed to put everything in namespaces, but Unity doesn't really do that. So I turn that off.
Cool.
But I think this is the big thing. I think by default, like it wants you to do this style of bracing.
No.
So I think you'll agree that by this point we're so used to what's essentially like Java style bracing that you can go back, right?
Yeah, I would like to use our style.
Yeah.
Until we're messing with someone else's code and we have to do that. That sounds great.
Yeah, which is kind of funny because this definition here uses our style, which is interesting.
Now, is this generated? Because it
might be being generated.
It says metadata, and I'm not quite sure.
It might be being generated.
Yeah.
And perhaps it's using this formatting for that.
I wonder, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like a TS definition file
Yeah.
in the same way.
Yeah.
A second ago, Dean pointed out that GitHub should have gone public or become a B Corp, and I do agree. But my package managers and source repositories continually let me down.
They're just chasing that ice money.
I guess so.
Yeah.
Big money in making databases for the government.
So the one meaningful change the two meaningful changes I made is that I made it so that when you click down, you shoot rather than letting go of the mouse button.
It felt really bad. Yeah.
So now you just like click a bunch of times.
That's great. Yeah, up was like too slow.
The other thing I did is in the player follower script, I exposed the offset as a public member, which
Lovely.
in the Unity world then exposes the offset. You see that down there?
Yep.
Then exposes it as a thing that you can tune.
I love that. It's such a cool config because when you start the game, if you hit play, you can just start tweaking that until we find the value we like, and then we can commit it.
I think you can. There's no click and drag functionality here.
There is on the variable name.
Oh yeah, look at that. Yes.
I'm sorry. What the hell is it doing though? Why is it spinning like that?
Well,
because it's focus
offset.
and we're yep. Okay. No, that makes sense.
And then this is probably the interesting one.
That makes more sense. Yeah. Neat.
You probably recognize this zoom behavior because this is what it looked like in Manchester, right? Cool.
Love it.
The
The game is running. God, I didn't even know the game is running.
game is running. Yeah.
So one thing I found weird, they're actually there's a thing I was encouraged to do when I started Unity, and it was you can change the UI color when the game is running, so that you don't just start editing values and then hit stop play and lose all your changes. There's like a warning mode for the editor, basically.
I know what you're talking about because I remember changing some stuff while the game was running, stopping the simulation, and then losing all of my changes.
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, so one thing you can do is you can make the entire screen, the entire like Chrome, like take on a tint when the game is running, which is actually really handy. Because then at least you have a visual cue. It's probably
so it's just a visual cue that
it's just
what
a visual
your changes
cue.
aren't going to be. I thought you were telling me that like there's a flag that can hit that will preserve certain properties.
I don't know about that. The only thing I know is the catch yourself so you don't do it, and I think it's actually in colors. I think it's one of those. Yeah.
Colors. Play mode tint.
Yeah.
Is that what we're talking about?
It. Make it like whatever color you're gonna hate. Come on.
You got to be kidding me.
Unity Hub? I think not.
Deny. I deny.
Make it like red, just like danger mode. Yeah.
Oh god. But it tints the playfield as well.
It shouldn't. No, it's not. It's really not. Yeah.
Oh, it's just contrast. Is that red is intimidating to me. Maybe I'll make it a gentle.
Yeah, I mean, do whatever feels good. But like the nice thing to know that like
I'm gonna spend the rest of the stream just picking my color.
That's perfect.
I'm sorry. This is the way I buy things too. I just really deliberate. You know what I mean?
This is Monster Factory. The Unity
the
editor
game
version.
editor
Yeah.
experience. Yeah, I like this kind of like
Yeah.
pinkish color.
Yeah. So now if you hit play, or rather if
I've been playing.
Yeah. Sorry. If you hit the play button again, it'll go back to. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's just like a nice pro tip.
Horrible.
Yeah.
It's actually fine. Okay, well, that's really cool.
Sweet. All right. Well, what should we do this sucker today?
Okay. Well, I was thinking we could do a couple different things. We could modify the shooter so that maybe we just have auto fire again. We could also, you know what I want to actually do is I want to blow up walls.
Let's do it. You just saw that. Yeah, you sent me that tutorial. Let's blow up some walls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I probably want to create a new prefab, but apparently there's a way that you can just like work on something in the scene, create a prefab out of that,
Yeah.
and be on your way. Is that right?
Yeah, so I think it's like in the scene or in the scene graph, if you right click and add a new primitive.
Like a 3D objects?
Yep, let's put a cube in there. Dean says we could do the dog walk animation. It would be the cutest thing we could do. I mean, it's true.
How big is this cube? Is there like a ruler?
That is a great question. I mean, the cube is 1 by 1 by 1 according to the scale, but what the fuck does that mean?
That's just the proportional scale. I think the dog is the same, is it not? Although we scaled the dog down, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
On the model level?
I think...
The scale is like... the dog is like 100 times bigger.
Goodness.
That's weird. I don't know what our units are supposed to be. It's fine.
Yep. Though, at some point, like, I feel like if we want to return to grid-based mechanics, we are going to have some interesting questions. Maybe we don't do grids anymore.
Yeah. I like the idea of doing a grid because then we can do jump point search, but maybe it doesn't matter. So is there a way I can just like snap this to the ground? Is that a piece of functionality that exists?
I feel like it should be, but I am not sure how.
It's not quite Blender. Blender has some snapping stuff.
Blender would have had a button for this. So I noticed in the middle of this 3D view, in the top left, I feel like there's controls. I see like
this one here.
Even above that, I see like a magnet.
Scale tool, rect tool. This one here. This magnet here. Grid snapping. Available when you set tool handle rotation to global.
What does that mean?
Tool handle rotation.
Okay. You want to set it to global, I guess.
What does that mean?
I don't know, but you can do the grid now. Okay. Oh, cute.
So it snaps the registration point to the grid.
Well, so it thinks that oh, cute. And can you give it increments? I love it. Though you're
0.25, like quarter units.
Yeah, but your up and down is moving in full units only, so I don't believe that. What? Huh. Oh, oh, no, okay. I thought that was it.
This is a very strange control.
Yeah.
It like turns blue as if you turn it on, but really what you're doing is just clicking on it.
Yep. Well, I do have a question, which is if you click on the plane in the...
I can make the grid size smaller.
Oh, whoa.
That was a very unexpected. What? Floating point numbers. How do they work? Okay.
It doesn't.
So we got a cube.
But I was going to say, is the plane on 0 as well, or is the plane on 0.5? The plane's on 0. Okay. It's just the registration point of the cube is in the center. Yep.
I mean, I could have just done 0.5 here, right? Although it doesn't quite, it's like floating point doesn't quite know what to do.
I love that it's wrong, yeah.
Yeah, so we need to make this a rigid body, is that right?
That's correct.
Okay, so I can add a component here, and is it physics? Rigid body. Does that mean that if I run into it, I'll actually bump it?
Only if our dog is also a rigid body.
Okay, and it's not. It's a character controller, right? So if I
let's find out.
If I hit play right now, I should be able to like
this might fall through the ground because use gravity is turned on. Yep.
Oh, there it went.
Because the plane is not a rigid body, I don't think.
Okay. We got to change that.
Well, if we want to use gravity, which, like, I don't know. Though
we don't want gravity.
Well, we don't want it for our scenes. We can turn it on for like mortars. We could choose gravity when we want it, but I don't think this should be subject to gravity, nor should the dog.
Well, we can turn gravity off, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Like, why waste the CPU cycles?
Yeah,
right?
Precisely. And I think is kinematic. Oh, no, okay, yeah. You can't walk through it? This cube was made...
No, it's funny because it makes sound. I hear the sound effect,
What's
and
that?
I think it's because WASD is actually doing stuff in the editor right now.
You hear a sound
Were you getting
effect?
that?
No, I don't hear it.
I hear. Well, you're not going to hear it because it's audio in my computer, but I hear this little like tick sound. It's clearly like an alert or bell or something like that.
Weird.
But I think it's because, at any rate, I'm not able to run into the wall, so that's good.
That's great. I just say the dog looks pretty large.
The dog is large.
Or sorry, the collider on the dog looked like much bigger than I would have expected it to be.
All right, let's talk about that.
Yeah. I think it's on the player. I think the player has the
Yeah. Okay.
maybe nothing has it actually is the problem. Huh.
I would have thought we had a character controller. Oh, we have a character controller. I guess the question is like, what volume does that use?
Yeah. That's a great question. I think if we add a capsule collider to this, that might... Huh.
You want the dog to get like right up into it,
I
right?
was thinking. I don't know.
All right. Um, well, we can add the character controller directly, right? So the question is, what does the player mover script do?
Right, we're using controller.move, which is supposed to kick you back from physics.
Should this be public?
Well, I don't think the character controller is actually what is...
So is it get component?
That is certainly a way to do it, yeah.
Yeah. The way this type of construction in C#, the way it works is interesting.
I feel like we were sort of we were wishing for this in our TypeScript for a while, where we were like, I wish we could query by a subset of components very, very quickly and easily. Yeah.
If you have this, at runtime you can do this. And this actually will resolve to a type of system dot runtime type, I believe it was called. You can do type of basically at runtime. It's not like t is an actual variable, but basically anytime you call foo of bar, autocomplete is very aggressive. This actually creates, it basically, all this is really doing is it's actually literally creating a new function with bar substituted in there. It's like it actually generates code for this.
That's really cool.
Right?
Okay.
This is the same way it works in C++, also in Rust as well. So it actually generates the function. And so when if you have like a type of T in here, it becomes type of bar, and you can actually like use it at runtime.
I love it. That's cool.
So I think that's basically why this works, is you're essentially calling a specific function that is you can almost imagine get component underscore character controller just gets written for you automatically, right?
That makes sense.
So I think this is the technique for grabbing a sibling.
I believe that's right.
We'll see.
But I was going to say,
Will it compile?
Is the radius the value we want to change there? Is that what's going on?
Well, it does look like we have a capsule now, right?
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Did you see that?
Yeah. Interesting. So, can we look at the Unity docs real quick? Because I feel like I'm super curious about like what if we gave this its own capsule collider? Because like there wasn't like a easy way to orient that or anything. Yeah. Everyone's had the same question from 2012.
2012.
All your questions are answered here.
Physics. Tell me about physics.
Physics.
Physics. Okay. So character controller and rigid bodies are a little bit different, right?
Yeah, I'm curious about the scripting API for the character controller. I'm kind of curious, like, is it?
Well, we can actually modify the capsule right now, right? Like we can change the height.
But we can't turn it. I don't think.
What do you mean by turn it?
Like the capsule only extends up and down and
Yeah, that's correct. So maybe character controller is a kind of very specialized thing that makes a lot of assumptions.
yeah.
Right.
I feel like it's sort of shorthanded our. Yeah, I think it's done some helpful things for us. And like, actually, it's fine.
Yeah, it might be fine.
Much better.
Yes, still making that sound effect. It really bothers me, Unity.
That's really strange.
And if I basically unclick here, and it still makes the sound effect.
Huh. Maybe if you went and got a DualShock and plugged it in as the
What if I
controller.
turned off global to local? No. I was trying to just think, did I do something here? Oh, I can turn the visibility of the grid on.
Oh,
That's the ground plane. Oh, it's just the ground grid. It doesn't show me the... I guess that makes sense. Okay, I'm good with the grid. I like it. All right. What's up with our scale? Can we figure out scale really quick?
yeah. I have questions.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal with the dog scale is. Dean says
So the-
Dean says huge dog, and is it? It's kind of a tiny dog.
The dog is scaled to 100. If I just scale this to 1, would that make it extremely tiny? It does.
I think if you hit F, it focuses on the current object.
F. So if I click here and I hit F, oh my god.
Yep. You're welcome.
Oh my god, I'm just going to do this all day.
It's really helpful.
It doesn't do it when I'm here though. What's up
Really?
with that?
I don't know.
Do I need to double click? Oh, I just needed to double click.
Oh, you can just double click over there too. That's cool.
This is fantastic. I'm just doing this all day. What we kind of want the dog to be the same size as the cube. What's the deal?
I think so. I feel like we had a really good system of everything being sort of one-sized.
Yeah. So the cube is 1 unit big, and I think we can tell because its Y position is 0.5.
Yep.
And we want the dog to be that as well. Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Dean is fully expecting Rick Moranis to jump out from behind this cube. We have kind of made a Honey I Shrunk the Kids setup here with the giant grass and the tiny creatures.
It's totally true. I didn't even realize that.
What is the plane? If you click on the plane, like, it's a pretty arbitrary thing. But, like, does it have a?
Does the plane show us its size? Well, we can tell by the grid, right?
Yeah.
The plane is a 4x4.
Okay. Is there under the plane mesh filter on the sidebar? There's like a little set of widgets on the right, or a little set of controls on the right side. What does that give us? Nothing. Okay. Great. I mean, you could make the plane the dog, I guess, which would be really weird. And I think you should do it just to see what happens. Nothing. Cool.
Well, what we actually want is we want the plane texture to be the dog. Is that what you were saying?
I know. I was curious what would happen if you changed the model or the mesh. But I think,
it'd be very strange.
yeah, exactly. I'm kind of curious if there's like some magic happening behind the scenes while it thinks it's a plane.
Oh, it definitely will. How do we change the mesh?
I think so. Under the plane mesh filter, click the circle to the right of the word plane.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, I
Oh, I
saw.
can just do the dog.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so it just became a dog somewhere in there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, well, whatever. So I think in that sense, plane is a 4x4 tile.
Built-in thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to scale the dog up. Why did the dog come in so tiny is my question.
That's a great question. What you're clicking on is the prefab, but the actual model is to the right.
This
Yeah.
Convert 1 cm to 0.1. Okay, so it's 1 centimeter from Blender.
What the fuck?
What happens if I uncheck this?
Try
And
try
then
try dragging that model in. You just drag it on the screen. Oh gosh, what the fuck?
drag it onto the screen here.
Yeah. Huh. Nothing changed.
It's the same. Although this one doesn't have 100 scale on it, right?
The 100 scale is on the body underneath the dog. Yeah.
Oh, is that in the model?
It seems to be how it interpreted something.
Okay. How do I delete this? Do I have to delete it from the scene? Like this?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And you can't use your delete key.
I noticed that.
It's really, really frustrating. I feel like there must be like a Unity Mac shortcuts thing that we haven't turned on.
Okay. So I'm just going to just arbitrarily make this 3 times as big.
Seems good to me.
That looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, big dog.
And that means the character controller now needs to be quite a bit bigger. Like,
Woof.
yay?
Woof. Yeah.
The capsule's not a great... I see what you're meaning about rotating the capsule.
It's like
Good for standing humans, not so good for dogs.
It's the wrong orientation. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm curious if you stick a capsule collider on something that has a character controller, does it know what to do?
I think we probably wouldn't get the same motion. Oh, now he moves so slowly.
This dog needs some more oomph,
Yeah.
but he's much more visible.
Yep. All right. So what I would like to do is I'd like to be able to, well, we can change the motion, can we not?
Yep.
Player mover, the speed. We tripled his size, so let's triple his speed. And I think I can leave a game playing, can't I?
It'll reload the script, yeah, which is actually pretty cool.
And I think what I need to get out of the habit of is editing the source code. And why not expose the speed as a property, right?
Ooh, zippy.
He has a little bit of an acceleration to him, it feels like.
That dog.
You know what? Maybe it was just because the beginning of the simulation was slow. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm going out of bounds. I'm a rebel.
Whoa. Good thing there's no physics.
Yeah. All right. So let's make a cube that can be destroyed. Actually, let me change the shooter as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna have the bullet look for like its collision, basically, right? I also liked Square Game Object. That it could be longer as well. The TTL.
Oh, this is the TTL.
Yeah. Nice.
And then the speed should be exposed to us. Oh, you know what?
I
We
think
probably want to expose it on the dog. Is that right?
if you click the bullet prefab, you should be able to tune it in here, but yeah. I think that's the model. The prefab is the red one. Yeah, I think
Yes.
you just changed it.
Scaling on this is a little bit wonky.
That's bizarre.
Oh, if I hold shift, it goes faster.
There you go. So now if you shoot, is that
Pretty
fast?
good?
Yeah.
And then if I scale this way down, it should die immediately. Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. Is there? I don't want to deal with Blender today, but I would love to be able to set like a registration point on the dog's mouth to make that where the bullet gets spawned, right?
Yeah, I mean, one of the things Dean asked for at the start of this was to turn on the animations too. I feel like we could maybe bring in. I feel like we probably have rigging for the dog in that model as well. So I bet something around that might be helpful.
Okay. Let me destroy some blocks first, and then we can go from there.
Yeah.
How's that sound?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Okay. I was gonna say I think without opening Blender though, we could probably eat some more assets.
So the cube. Does the cube need any logic other than being destructible? It needs some kind of component that gives it the notion of being able to be destroyed, right?
Yeah, and the way
or health.
I think health is good. I think bullet. I think the damage or attacker thing is good. So yeah, the bullet does damage to the health of the cube.
Okay. How do I add a script? Does it add a component?
Yeah, it's component. Dean says eat some more assets. No.
I'm a little confused.
Honestly, I just typed the word script into the thing.
New script. Okay.
I don't.
Damageable? Is this
or health? Yeah, damageable is good.
All right, it's chugging. Maybe it's not great to be doing this while the game is running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I honestly don't know what that. I mean, I think there's a script on the cube now. I think you could pause the simulation though, and add. You're gonna have to add a couple scripts anyway. So
it's true. The cube doesn't seem to have.
You know what you just did? You added a component in edit mode. It's gone. The script is still there.
It's just not attached to the cube.
It's not attached to the cube because you can't do it in edit mode. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So now that that's there, I can edit the script by going to this highly accessible drop down here.
I just double click from the asset panel.
Oh, just to could totally do that as well.
Yeah. Dean says we will not regret making this dog do his little tippy taps. No, you're right. The tippy taps will come.
The prefab will define the health, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say it starts at 0.
Mm-hmm. Let's start it at 1 because I think starting at 0 might have a dire consequence.
Yes. And then the update here. Late update that we want to do. Processing death.
Well, isn't scheduling death happens after all updates anyway? The death is a late update because everything.
Yeah, what I'm saying though is that like you could get damaged and then not process the fact that you're dead until the next frame, depending on the ordering of when the damager. Does that make sense?
Yeah, though. Right, that's fair. Yeah, okay. So yeah, maybe late update on this is what handles is my health 0, destroy yourself. Because I think the damager is actually going to subtract the health from this.
It destroys this?
Sure.
We destroyed something else, right?
The shooter,
the bullet mover destroys itself.
Game object?
Is game object just this? Game object is the thing that's attached to it. Yeah,
it's it's the mono behavior, whatever.
And then There's no time to live here, right?
Nope.
That'll do it right away. Okay. And then the bullet. It's the bullet mover, right? That we really want to destroy things with.
Yep.
How do we do collision querying?
That is a great question. But we're gonna have to learn this because we're gonna do it a lot. I hear a very common thing in Unity is to actually replace the entire physics engine too. So.
Oh. Okay.
So we'll see. We are in, what is Unity Physics 0.3? What is this?
I don't know what Unity physics we're in right now.
What the fuck? Cool.
This is a cool graphic.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
You can only use the on collision callbacks. Gosh. Oh god, this is going to be horrible, isn't it?
Take us down to scripting. I see scripting. That's probably what we want.
On collision, enter collision, collision.
Oh, okay. So this is right. So if we're, I remember the video you sent earlier is like, it was all about layers and tags.
Mm-hmm. And when we tag something, this is going to do this every single time I come back into the editor, right? Recompile.
If you save, yeah.
Is there a way to configure that behavior?
I don't know.
Autosave scenes before building. Create game view on play.
Wait, go back to external tools because that has the VS Code stuff in it. Is there?
It does, yeah. I don't think this is relevant though.
No.
All right. I will live with it.
I like that the preferences is a tab at the top, but there's only one tab. They don't give you more than one tab.
It's good. Sorry, where were we exactly?
We were talking about tagging.
No, we're talking about tags in general. So there's a thing called a tag and there's a thing called a layer.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you can only have one tag
Per object, yeah.
per object, and you can only have one layer per object.
I think that's right.
Seems bad, doesn't it?
I wonder. I guess the thing you could do is instead of looking at tags like that code example, we could look for the existence of components and sort of do exactly the ECS thing we were doing before, where it's like if this has a wall script.
So
and the
what
wall
we're
script
saying
is
is public void on. Is it void?
I don't know. Yep. Maybe it's not public.
I think it might be doing the thing where it just doesn't know anymore.
Mm-hmm. Until you, But if you give that a collision property, it'll probably figure it out. Yeah, maybe I wonder if it's not good at generating these like helper or built-in functions.
Collision.
Collision. I mean collision C, whatever.
Yeah. So what the hell is this? The game object you're colliding with. Okay, great. Damageable? We just do nothing? It says it's redundant because this never returns null.
Was it return? Undefined?
It might. Maybe we should. Maybe there's another way to query. Let's say collision dot game object dot has components. No.
This says returns the component of type if the game object has one attached, null if it doesn't. So
Okay.
I don't think that's redundant.
I think it's just it doesn't have the nullable annotation on it. Right.
That seems right. Yeah.
Yeah. Nullable is a relatively new concept in C#, but it should be existent in the version that we're using right now.
Gotcha. Interesting.
Okay, so if it is, then we want to destroy the bullet, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we also want to hurt this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Damageable dot health minus equals.
Damn. This dot damage. We should make it a property of the bullet too.
Yes.
Yep. I would take an int for damage and health if you wanted to, but
Oh, I see.
yeah, we'll have to go change damageable as well. Yeah, in fact, on health we already sort of started there. Yeah, love it.
Why is this complaining?
Jesus.
We don't even need this, right? Theoretically.
No start. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that looks promising. Maybe I'll do what you were doing last time,
What's that?
which is to keep the source code kind of peeking behind.
Was I doing that? Okay.
This is a little bit easier than Command Tab. Just have too many apps open right now. So in principle, shooting this should kill it, right?
I think so.
Oh, it's going to be hard to hit.
Ooh. Well, damn.
Let's take a look at the... Oh, I didn't mean to pause.
What does pause do?
Let's take a look at the prefabs.
Well, let's look at the cube actually, because the cube is not a prefab right now. And does
Right.
does it have the script on it?
It does.
It does. Okay.
Health 1. That's what we expected.
So I think the bullet prefab. Oh, it should have the bullet shooter. Yeah, let's look at the bullet prefab anyway.
How do I get to the bullet? It's at the top level, isn't it?
Yeah, you can also do. Yeah, I feel like you can do all prefabs, or like we can.
Yeah. So it should be doing damage. I think what's happening is that we're not getting a damageable back. Is that possible? Or there's no collision?
Or there's no collision. Does the bullet have a collider?
Oh, I don't think it does.
It might not. Yeah. Nope. Give that a capsule. So to double click on the bullet prefab, and now we're in bullet mode. Bullet time.
Oh, okay. What was I on before?
I mean, I think you were still in the thing, but now we can actually look at what's happening.
Okay.
Like, you just couldn't see the bullet being edited.
Box collider, capsule collider.
I like capsule collider. F. Or double.
I mean, I'm
or double
focused
click
on it. It's just tiny. Oh, there we go. Okay.
is itty bitty.
What happened to my capsule collider?
That's a great question. Oh, sorry. You put so this is the bullet mesh. I think it's on. Yeah, there you go.
Got it. Yeah, I see it.
And it's quite large.
How is this a capsule? Isn't that more of a sphere?
It's a height 1, radius 0.5, but you can. What the shit? Oh, so height. The radius. The radius is the minimum size it can be. So you might need to make.
So direction, z-axis.
So turn the radius down because I think it just can't go below a sphere. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. And now
There's a way. There's a way, by the way, to turn off the picture of a light bulb that indicates the light widget, which is really annoying. But
yeah.
it's one of the top right buttons as a doodad. Well, shit.
Still not colliding.
Huh.
Am I hitting it? And why is it popping?
I don't know. I'm noticing that too.
Oh, I hit it.
What the hell? Is it moving too fast?
I would think that the physics engine would know how to deal with tunneling. I also don't think it's moving too fast.
Yeah. Agreed on both counts.
Cube. Rigid body. Box collider. If I hit double click on this, hit F. How do I edit the collider? I mean, the collider should just be this should just be the bounding volume, right? Am I not seeing it correctly?
So let's see. I see a couple of things. One is trigger is not checked, which may be... I don't know what that does.
Okay.
Oh, well, okay, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, that's a different concept entirely.
Oh, this is like a physics trigger. So it's basically like if you pass through something, it doesn't generate a collision per se, but it detects collisions.
Yes, which we'll probably use a bunch of, but yeah.
Okay.
Not for this.
Yeah. So the trigger is basically for like scripted events and that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Is the cube is a rigid body.
Interpolate. Okay, so basically maybe the bullet needs to be interpolated.
Oh, I see. Perhaps, yeah.
Although I don't know if that's tunable from here.
Does the bullet also need to be a rigid body? Is that what's going on?
Well, we did actually collide successfully, did we not?
Eventually, yeah. It's a good point.
It could be. Well, no. I mean, these are volume overlaps. I thought maybe there was something to do with. I thought maybe you had the right idea with the tunneling.
But like, if it's too, the bullet's not moving that fast.
Yeah. Wow. So you tune the whole physics system based on.
Oh, interesting. Project settings for it, huh? Holy shit. Okay, so maybe one question is can we figure out logging or debugging?
Yeah.
Both useful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there's actually a whole thing. Should I get Unity tools as well? The debugger is not very highly rated. I'll get the unofficial extension. Sure, I'm going to grab some more. And snippets. This could probably be useful. What do you think?
Seems good to me. Yeah, all those functions that we need, yeah, bring it on.
How does it know whether or not I'm in a Unity project or not? How does it know?
Maybe one of those files at the root?
Okay, so now it's probably the bullet mover we want to debug. Is that right?
I think so, yeah.
Show all automatic debug configurations. Maybe I need to reload. Unity debugger. I believe this added a launch.json for me.
Nice.
Okay. So I guess we just try it.
Yeah, do it. Love it. Wait, we debug from here? Yeah. Cool.
Holding my breath here.
Is it live in the unit editor now? Is that what's happening? Oh, cool.
It's going. My God, it's going.
All right, that's pretty sick. It's going quite slow, though.
It just raised an exception.
No. That is not our problem. Shit.
Yeah, I think I noticed this before, actually. It's in the UI, so if I go past it,
Interesting.
did it just crash?
There's another exception in Finalizer. Give it another play. Huh.
Maybe I will not break on exceptions. Can I disable these? I mean, these aren't my exceptions, right?
Right.
Yeah, check it out. There's just an exception that happens.
Huh.
Right.
Well, that's weird.
Cloud collaborate. I don't know if that's the same thing, though.
Oh, is this because we're actually using the source code?
Yeah.
Ugh.
I'm using plastic SCM at the same time. It's fine.
Great.
Should I just turn off collaborate?
I mean, I guess.
It looks like it's just buggy.
Yeah, kill it. The Unity experience.
All right, how do I turn it off?
What about
Well,
the...
I closed it.
Okay, good. That's a great start.
Should I try debugging again?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not optimistic. What a different game development experience, though,
So far,
relative
yeah.
to what we did last time. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Lots of power, lots of mysterious black box functionality, right?
yeah, the highs and the lows are really balancing themselves out.
And it's just like not working now.
Huh.
Which is
It's not
kind of
paused.
like what I sort of expected. It's not paused.
No, wait, can you go back to Unity itself and click over to the game tab? Because we're not actually on the game tab.
Oh, okay.
Okay. But neither is the game.
Oh, it hit it.
Hey, that's cool.
And then I got this random error down here. So there's something weird with the physics, right?
Yeah, that seems right.
Is it tunneling? Is the question.
Well, let's step and see what damage roll comes back as. Cube. Okay.
Yeah. And then the cube, which is a damageable, should hit this, right? If we continue, yep. And then it should die. And
now
then
cube.
if we return back to the game, it's gone.
No cube. Okay. Well, what the hell? Huh.
So I didn't move at all. I just kept shooting. So I think we're seeing instances of tunneling.
Damn. Isn't this what the whole thing is supposed to... I mean, this is from 13 years ago, but like I thought this was the thing.
Plus our bullets aren't moving that fast.
It's not that fast.
Let's slow the bullets down.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
Yep, good start.
I'm still paused. I see. Let's continue.
Oh, I see. Wait, did it hit something else? Is there still something to destroy?
Good question. I don't know.
Huh. Okay. Can you go in the left panel? Can you hit the left arrow to leave the bullet prefab and go to the scene graph?
Okay.
Yeah. I was just curious if there's still some cube hanging around, but there's not.
So we want to slow the bullet down. Is that right? So we can do that.
You can click on bullet over here and edit the... Whoa. Maybe hit stop on debugging?
So surprising.
Yeah. Oh, cool. I think you killed Unity.
Yeah.
Love it. Software is great.
This, for what it's worth, is kind of what I was expecting Unity to be like a little bit. Like a lot of mysterious, like random stuff that doesn't quite fit together.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I'm curious.
How do I disable collaborate? I'm going to turn it off.
Do it.
There we go.
Beautiful.
It's off. Okay.
Where the fuck is the wall? It lost all your work.
Oh, because I didn't save.
Did it save the prefab? Is there a cube? Anything? I guess the script...
We didn't make a prefab.
So the script is still there. So you just need to add a cube.
Yeah. And I need to scale the dog up again, right?
Yeah. Shit. We're gonna have to hit Command S on Unity more.
Yeah.
Fat dog.
And then, yeah, the scripts are definitely still there, right?
Yep.
This needs a...
I mean, you can just type in damageable. It's got a box collider. It doesn't need.
It's got a box collider.
Does it need a rigid body?
It needs a rigid body for us to be able to run into it, right? Well, actually, I'm curious. What happens now? Should be able to pass right through it, right? Because there's no rigid body.
Well, I'm not even sure. It doesn't have a damageable.
My dog doesn't move.
Oh, the dog doesn't move. Oh, great. Okay, cool.
Wow, what the hell happened? Oh, because it didn't save the character controller. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh,
And the character controller I can adjust, right?
So I noticed one of those settings was save scene on play, and I think we should turn that on.
I think I agree with you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah. Okay. Character controller's back.
Ah, didn't even keep your sweet purple color. That's really annoying.
Okay, so I guess I don't need the rigid body. I think there's just a collider on it. That's surprising.
Sort of. I mean, I think the rigid body makes it the physics object, but collision is its own thing. We don't need it to be affected by physics.
So if I click is trigger here on the cube,
I bet you can pass through it.
yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. That is what we wanted to have happen. All right. Gonna save. Character controller's there. Now we need to add damage roll to this.
Cool. Looks good. And does the bullet have... I guess the bullet mover script is already doing its thing. We saved that. Yeah. I mean, it's got a bullet mover on it for sure.
So let's take the speed down,
Okay.
like super slow. And what we're going to hope here is that this will cause the damage to, or the bullet should hit it right away, right? Okay, it's missing.
See, that's just not right. What the fuck?
I don't know. Are we missing a script somewhere?
Let's see. If you go to the bullet prefab, I don't think it has its own capsule collider anymore.
Oh, that's exactly the problem.
Nope, still does. Because I think leaving the prefab saved it, so that's in there.
Interesting. Okay, let's take a look at that prefab. Okay, the capsule looks good.
Yeah.
All right, so I don't have a great explanation for that.
And if you go into the bullet mover script, it is still it still has all the collision stuff, right? Can we double click it from Unity itself? I'm curious if something got loaded differently.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Like, right there on the screen. Or that, yeah. Okay, cool. Beautiful.
Okay.
It's weird. It's really weird.
The thing that changed is that the cube is not a rigid body right now. I can try adding the rigid body back in.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see, we have to turn off gravity on that, but that's all.
The reason why I don't want it to be rigid bodies, like rigid bodies are for things that we want to move, and the walls are never going to move, right?
I agree. I don't think you should have to make colliders rigid bodies. I don't like that. Something's not right.
Is the box collider not treating it like a volume? Is it treating it like a paper thin shell?
It's still moving slow enough that the first bullet should hit it.
Yeah, I agree.
Dean says we did it. We blew up the block. We did, but we didn't blow it up right.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, hit save.
How do I change the tint? That was actually useful.
It is really useful. General play mode tint.
I don't know if it's going to save it. If it crashes, I'm probably just going to lose my work, right? Gosh, that's annoying.
Now, is it so? It
So the rigid body didn't help, right? So I can at least take that off.
correct, and I noticed that it only died when you did like multiple bullets inside of it. Like shooting a lot did it. So like you could fire one bullet through it repeatedly, and nothing happened. But when you had like two bullets going through, it blew up. I think you can do that again. By the way, it would just make my day if we dragged the box in front of the dog.
I know what you mean. The box is kind of like halfway through the ground too.
That yeah. So like I don't know, triple click or something. Oh, with the rigid body, it did die before. I think this is all we need though. We have colliders. It should be doing collision. I'm interested in.
How do I turn snap on again?
You have to set the global thing. Nope, one more. Oh, you gotta change grid size to something. Why?
I think it's just showing me what the floating point numbers it can represent, right?
I guess so.
That-
Still one down, yeah.
And then you wanted like this.
Oh my god, please, thank you. I just want us not to have to move the dog.
Yeah,
That's perfect.
makes total sense.
Okay, so can we figure out logging? I think I feel safer about logging than debugging at the moment.
Okay.
And there's a console right there, so bless you.
Debug.log.
There we go.
And then I wonder how much this is gonna. I wonder if that's gonna work at all.
Totally love it. Yeah, let's see what we get. Cool, great. That definitely makes sense.
That it didn't change anything. Yeah.
That it's not logging any collisions. Yeah. Why? Why? What is?
Well, no. What's interesting is that the character controller versus a box collider will cause a collision, but two colliders don't collide against each other for some reason.
Like it needs the rigid body to be there.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with speed, right?
Yep. Okay, so my understanding is that rigid body, like collision, is part of our physics, is part of the physics system, and without a rigid body, it's not gonna collide. Yeah.
To detecting collisions without rigid body. To detect collisions, a minimum of one of the two objects in the collision need a rigid body.
To be fair, right now neither of them has it, so
It's true. Which should be the rigid body?
Well, from a if there's any cost
Probably
to
the bullets.
I was gonna say if there's any cost to it, the walls, because there'll be fewer. We could spawn 1,000 bullets on the screen and not have to assign a rigid body to any of them if they're colliding.
Okay. So I actually should be able to get rid of the box collider, right? And then just turn on the rigid body.
I think you still need it. I think these are just two things. I think the box collider is the collision volume, and the rigid body is I'm part of physics. I want it to work the way you want it to work too, but I feel like it's not going to do it to us.
Okay.
I think if you want to
Constraints. These are just like motion oriented things. Yeah.
Is
Collision
kinematic
detection, continuous.
That's interesting.
So what if we made the bullet the rigid body?
Okay.
Let me get rid of this.
Cool. I was gonna say kinematic is the thing. If it's kinematic, it's not controlled by the physics engine.
Correct. We just set the position.
Yeah. So giving the bullet a rigid body and making it kinematic seems fine.
Gravity and continuous.
Sure.
Collision detection.
What?
Let's try that.
What does it mean?
How do they work?
What is rigid.
It's all just decoding ancient hieroglyphics here.
Fuck.
Oh man, I was so optimistic.
I thought you had it. Yeah.
Just so.
So what did you make it? You made it a You made it continuous. Continuous dynamic is apparently what you should use for fast objects.
Okay.
I mean, it doesn't fucking matter.
Even if it was discrete, it should be colliding because it's not moving fast enough.
So okay, so humor me this. Let's put a rigid body on the cube, and this we can do it in the editor or not. Oh yeah.
It's just rigid bodies for everybody.
If I guess like if you're gonna hit something else, you got to be a rigid body.
So the character controller must be special then. The character controller just hits collisions.
I think it's doing a collision and a rigid body simultaneously. Yeah.
Okay.
No gravity. Yeah, kinematic.
It's probably kinematic. We don't want it to participate in acceleration or anything like that.
That's correct.
Yeah.
What the shit, man? Okay, wait. I feel like this is where we were before and it worked. So now I'm just extra confused. I do appreciate trying it from the other side. No, is a good idea. What is before you exit? I was gonna say, what is the gizmos option? Because can we see collision volumes in the playfield? Hell yeah! Yeah, turn on capsule collider.
What's that?
Oh, capsule collider is on. Okay, so can we control these while the game is running? Like, if you start doing shit, yeah, shoot a bullet. Oh my god. Okay, turn off lights.
Light off.
I regret that one. Oh, come on.
Point light. Lights off.
Shit.
I don't know, man.
Well, so much for that. I tried.
Maybe I haven't. Let's get rid of everything.
Sure. No.
Oh Jesus.
No, you tried to. It was a good. It's a good effort. Because like what I want to see.
Visual effect.
What I want to see is the capsule collider here.
Yeah. Ironically, that's actually one thing we definitely don't see right now.
Nope.
Does everything just seem like a complete mystery to you right now?
A little bit, yeah. but I think
Display one.
Yeah.
Game, free aspect. Yeah. No, that's fine. Stats.
Cool. Sweet.
115 FPS. I want my FPS.
That's good,
baby. Is it possible that the rigid body isn't being moved with the transform?
Whoa, that's an interesting question. I guess you could, if you shoot a bullet and then pause the simulation, we could examine the bullet.
We could.
I don't think a
So
rigid
that would
body.
be
I don't think
this
a rigid
thing.
body has a transform. No, 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 no debug. Just shoot a bullet and hit the pause button. I don't want to crash Unity anymore. Yeah, and then bullet clone in the sidebar.
The rigid body doesn't have its own position.
It doesn't have position. Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, boy. Okay, let's also turn on continuous collision detection on the cube as well. How's that sound?
Sure.
Unpause and nope.
And is there anything about interpolate? I don't even know what that does.
Oh, yeah, good call. Whatever.
Is it? I'm not sure at this point.
Okay, let's interpolate it. And for shits and giggles, yes, save the prefab, please. Let's also interpolate on this collision as well.
Okay. Dean likes that the dog and the cube are the same size now. Yeah, the dog grew up.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Okay, so we've done something. The example that we saw earlier, we've done something different, which is we are not using tags or layers for detecting collisions. No, you know what? It doesn't matter because we're not even getting collisions. Nothing's logging.
Yeah, we're not. Yeah, exactly. Like we're not filtering by a tag here. Now, honestly, what the last thing that happened was they were doing area of effect last time, so they were like in the video that we saw. So what they were actually doing is just like check. They were doing like an object query, which is theoretically what we could do here if we wanted to just like not use the physics system whatsoever. But I think we should figure out how to use the physics system. I think it's a good thing to learn.
I agree.
Okay.
Is there rigid? Can we? All right. Can you turn off kinematic for both of them?
Okay.
Or even one of them, but let's start there. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, I found a thing.
Okay.
If you want on collision enter to be called, both objects need a collider. Neither is a trigger. One is a rigid, non-kinematic, non-static object.
So two kinematic objects can't collide with each other.
I think that's correct because we are expected to manage that. I think if two kinematics collide, on collision entered isn't triggered because the physics system is not participating in the collisions.
Is this what you saw?
No, it's on a different thread, but I just googled why is on collision enter not working.
Um. All right, so there's a whole world of physics that I think we need to like study up on.
Yeah.
And it probably makes sense on some level. I'll say optimistically.
Yeah. Dean asks, is this a code issue or a geometry issue? I think neither, which is interesting. It's a Unity issue where
this feels Unity specific to me.
Yeah, kinematic is the flag for take an object and remove it from the physics system and let the developer manage it with code.
Right.
So when all our objects were kinematic and they were kind of like ships passing in the night because we were supposed to resolve the collision based on raycasting? I'm not sure. We were supposed to. Pick
what can we peel back? We like added a bunch of shit.
Yeah. So this doesn't. This doesn't need a rigid body.
Doesn't need a rigid body.
No.
Okay. So the problem was we added a rigid body to the cube and then made it kinematic,
and to the bullet and made that kinematic. They were both two kinematics will not interact.
Okay, but are we now back in the world?
It should work.
Are we going to be now back in a world where we were shooting at it and only one of the few bullets killed it? Yeah. You see that?
Why? Well, yeah. Yep. I did indeed see that. So
okay,
what is?
So we add the rigid body back.
Well, can we before we do that? Can we play with the cube's collision properties in the live editor for a second?
Yeah, sure.
Jeff, I know I can tell you're just loving Unity right now.
It's fine. Should I make it kinematic?
No. That won't work. It won't do anything.
Okay.
But hit play and then let's. I think we want collision detection continuous.
Oh, that just happened the first time.
Okay. But like after the object was all the way through? Or like most of the way through?
Yeah, it took a while for it to go through. Yeah. That time it just tunneled.
Yeah, so let's...
you're saying let's change it to continuous?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cool. Great. I think we should put rigid body back on the bullet.
Okay.
It's nonsense.
Yeah, and I bet we could leave it discrete, right?
I think so. I think two rigid bodies will just do their thing. By the way, I just type rigid. I feel like the shortcuts for this are really just the way to go.
Good call.
Yeah.
This is kinematic, no gravity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even need to interpolate right now.
I don't think we had. I think. Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah. Is it going to work, Tom? Is it just going to work?
I think it's just going to work.
It just works. Okay.
I love it.
Congratulations.
Everything is destroyed.
It just worked. All right, I'm going to make more walls.
Yeah. So take the...
We want to make a prefab, right?
I was going to say, take the cube and drag it to the bottom.
Let's make a prefabs folder. How does that sound?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh. And the cube, that makes it a prefab?
Yep.
So I can get rid of this cube.
Sure.
Because it's no longer an instance of the prefab, right? And that's what we want, right?
I believe it became the first instance of it, but I could be wrong.
Oh, and because I've got this nice snapping behavior, is there a way I can like option click and copy it?
I would like to find out.
Control click?
Is there anything in the grabby panel on the left of this game view? The panel to the right of this view.
Okay. Over here?
No, sorry.
This one here.
The 3D view, yeah. I wish...
View tool, scale tool, rotate tool. Is there drag copy?
Yeah, that's what we want. Now we're talking.
Move and clone. You just Control D and then use handles to move. Control D is to duplicate.
Okay.
That's fine. Command D and okay.
Cool.
Yeah, this is fine. I'm loving life. Life is good.
We're back, baby. Sweet.
All right.
Oh my god, please save the scene.
I did. I like how the names matter.
Mm-hmm. You know what you're gonna do next is fix the mouse aiming. Oh, hello.
That is so stupid.
What the shit?
It's because they're non-kinematic rigid bodies, man. That's
But
what happened.
but what applied that force?
I think it's the collision. The collision applied the force.
So the collision of a thing.
So the thing you were saying before about getting rid of the physics system,
Exactly. What if we made the cubes not kinematic and the bullets kinematic? It's basically the reverse. Like we don't want the cubes to respond, but we do need a kinematic collider. It's basically we're just picking one.
the cube is not kinematic.
Sorry, make the cube kinematic so it doesn't get blown away,
Ah.
and make the bullets non-kinematic. Maybe I said that backwards. We got to fill up this prefabs folder.
Oh, I should probably move this into prefabs, shouldn't I? Is not kinematic.
Oh, as soon as you check that, there was some like inertia tensor value that got set. I'm like, oh no. So also there is there's freeze position constraints. I noticed.
What does that mean?
I think maybe you can make it so it doesn't move on some plane.
Oh. Interesting. All right, well, that kind of worked.
Yeah.
Although my bullets seem to be firing at different
Holy
speeds.
shit! Wait. I think when you fired when you turned, you got a nice little.
Am I imparting inertia on these?
Amazing. Yeah, you totally are. I fucking love it.
What a seething nest of
Okay, so
coupled logic and
yeah,
complexity.
let's take it back to where we were because I think I see the issue. You probably just
Okay, so
Command
you
Z.
want this to be kinematic, is that correct?
Yeah, I think for the bullets that does make some sense.
Okay, and then the wall.
Huh?
Can I move this to my prefab? Should I do that?
Yeah, do it.
Oh my god.
And then
Oh god, there it
and
is.
then the
Okay.
cube, not kinematic,
It's not kinematic.
but open up constraints and just freeze position. Freeze everything.
Yeah. You cannot move.
I think that's probably important. You could also give it a mass of like 1 billion.
Oh. That's true.
But let's. So I think
I like how this is just popping. I think this is just our. We thought we'd fix this with late update, didn't we? Maybe we didn't save
sorry, what is popping?
the camera view.
It's no longer vibrating, which was weird.
It's no longer vibrating, but it is popping. Anyways, maybe I don't care. Maybe I don't care.
I think
right?
what's weird is that the changing direction from stop is really weird.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. There's like because you can sort
Oh,
of
it's
like
making sound effects again. I don't know why it's doing that. Oh boy.
Unity.
Here's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
I am going to go to the cube. And I'm going to give it a little bit of health.
Oh yeah.
And now our cubes aren't such chumps. Do you like how this one cube is just like slightly off, even though I'm snapping to grid?
I noticed. I don't like it. Nice.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, I thought I was hitting it 6 times. All right, so let's turn the speed back on our bullets.
Okay. Wait, sorry. Did you just curve the bullet again? Can you give me some curve shots? Motherfucker.
Are they speeding up?
You have to shoot while turning, and it totally did. Like you have to shoot while the dog is at a not 90-degree angle. Maybe not. No, okay. Maybe it was just the strange camera motion. Okay.
What would have imparted the turn? What would have imparted the extra velocity? Like,
Who knows, man? Who
Because
knows?
there should be no parent-child relationship unless you tell it to, right?
Well, I think aren't we taking something from the dog when we start, like the? Well, I guess we're just taking
You're
rotation.
taking like the momentum of the dog.
Maybe
Ugh.
dog mentum.
But that means that the newly instantiated bullet has some notion of parent-child relations, which I guess it probably does because the shooter does instantiate the bullet, and maybe this is instantiates a method on the game object.
Bullet pause. I guess.
Is there a way?
I
But like, you're not.
nah.
Maybe the physics system is just trying to be smart, and it's annoying us because we're so used to being explicit about everything. Right?
I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna crank the speed back up.
Yeah. Do it. Bring us back to fast bullets. Do you want to get twin stick shooting back in here? Get the mouse movement. Because I
do.
really miss the swivel shot.
I do as well. Let me make sure this is fine and our collisions still work.
Great call. Looks fine to me.
Yeah, it's so crappy. It's like the position is hopping. Oh god.
Whoa, you physics too hard.
You know what it is? Is I'm colliding against things.
Huh. Can we make the dog kinematic as well?
Is the dog not kinematic?
I don't know. Well, the dog has a character controller, so I don't know what the dog is.
Yeah, I don't know what the dog is.
Okay. Great.
Okay. All right. Let's not think about it too hard, shall we? Let's make the shooter shoot in different directions.
Yes. Well, there was just a child's birthday party happening in my backyard.
World position of mouth. Yes.
Oh, and we saw this. There's like a screen to world space. Really easy. Yep.
Use camera screen to world point with input mount position. Okay.
I love it. Look at all these functions we would have had to write ourselves.
Look at all these functions. If it's clicked, equals input dot get mouse get position. Input.mouse position. It's just a property. And not one that respects the C# naming conventions at that. And then what we do is we do camera dot screen.
What?
Screen to world point.
Do we need to get the camera, or that seems... I guess there's multiple cameras, so do we need to know which one we're talking to?
Oh yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
How do we get the? Is there any example code? There's not.
No, that'd be too easy. Camera.main.
Camera.main. Fuck.
They thought of everything.
Yeah. Screen to world point. How does it know where to stop?
Where to stop what? Sorry.
Screen to world point. The mouse position actually doesn't correspond to a point. It corresponds to a ray. So how do they know which point they're talking about? At the provided z distance from the camera. And what does it default to? I think it's just I think if you don't give it a variable, it's giving you the point on the view plane as if the view plane was in world space. So you need to actually project it to the ground.
Ah, okay. Yep, that's slightly less useful.
Well, you can give it some depth, right? You can give it a z value. So what you need to do is you need to basically.
Oh, is that the next example down too? It looks like they were about to do the depth version.
Oh.
Oh, no, never mind.
You need to project a ray down to a plane. A 3D scene on the floor, on the wall. Okay, so we got a plane.
Screen to point ray.
So we make a plane, which is the ground plane. Is that right? That's basically what's going on here.
Yep.
We're just going to shoot in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shoot in that direction, right?
We're gonna get the point and then get a quat from player to that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So game object transform rotation goes away.
So this is a vector 3.
Mm-hmm.
And do we need to... We do need distance here. Variable declaration can be inlined. I disagree. How do you inline this in C#?
Will it fix it for you?
Oh, shit.
Like that?
That is some advanced stuff right there.
That's some swiftiness. Yeah, good.
And then this also can do that in C#, which is kind of cool. Although I kind of like just doing this better. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because it's more familiar to me. This position is not really relevant anymore, right? So let's simplify this.
Always be on nesting.
Yeah, always be on nesting, exactly. And then I think I might need to... I think I need to redeclare the distance here. Not return.
You have to take float out of that. Line 19.
Oh, yeah. Because it like shadows it, right?
Yeah.
Can be inline still.
I guess that if block is in
I guess that just works.
It's in the outer scope, yeah.
Interesting. Okay. That's not the way for loops work, right? When you do for loop and you do an int, that number is not in the outer scope, right?
Well, even for if definite, yeah, I've done a lot of Swift where you can define a variable.
Like if int x equals 0, that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's only valid in the internal scope, but I wonder if this out is different. That's very strange, yeah.
It's nice. It's kind of what you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
so we got a world position, and so now we need to get our current position, right? And figure out a rotation, right? We basically need to figure out an orientation. And it is a rotation around the up axis. And what is the up axis? The up axis is still y, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we need to get basically the rotation between positive z, which is going off into the distance, because this is a left-handed axis.
Mm-hmm.
Positive z and whatever the difference is between the world position and the transform. And actually, what we want is like var of curve of plane pos. equals new vector 3 transform dot position dot x 0 transform dot position dot z is world position minus plane pause. So this is like cursor pause. And then unity get rotation between two vectors. Perfect. From vector to vector.
Excellent.
I already forgot what the function is called. Quaternion dot. From what is vector 3 dot forward? And what exactly is this value? 0, 0, yeah, positive z. Perfect. From this to the delta.
Cool. Yep.
And then we instantiate our thing. I wish I didn't delete all that. Instantiate. Bullet. Let's just do transform dot position for now. And rote.
Sweet.
All right. Right at the crack of 9 p.m.
I would say it's gonna be wild if that works. I feel so much less safety without our lovely TypeScript, but the C# is kind of picking it up for us.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think Unity undermines that because you've just got this mega class that has a billion different functions in it.
Unity is not going to be. We're not going to have the same beautiful right at once, and it works perfectly set up. We worked really hard for that. Hello.
Okay. Well, it's moving the dog.
Why is the
I think we're colliding with the bullet.
No, Jesus, that's dumb. Okay. Dean said hover dog a while ago, but the dog is actually hovering now. Yes.
Okay. So first of all, the bullet is pushing the dog.
That seems right.
And then the rotation appears to be kind of like negative pi. It's very possible I got these backwards, right? Like maybe I need to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And let's solve that problem first of all.
Yep.
And I think it's on us to do some research on how to use this physics system to do what we want.
I have physics questions, yes. Still looks off.
I mean, certainly my mouse position is affecting it.
Uh-huh.
Although the further above ground we get, the more this is going to disrupt it, right?
Yeah, let's real quick, let's reset this and make the bullet make the bullet kinematic. It is kinematic, isn't it?
The bullet is kinematic. The dog is also kinematic.
The dog is we don't know.
The dog is character controlled.
Yeah.
We can't really get rid of the character controller.
We could get rid of the character controller right now. You're just doing the bullet.
Well, I feel like the motion of the dog depends on the character controller.
Oh, but if we wanted to deal with one thing at a time, we could take it out and figure out the bullet spin and then put it back in.
Okay.
We just have to delete the component. So won't move will do nothing. We have to delete the component from the Unity editor. We were created here before, which is great, but we are no longer. That doesn't do anything.
Let me just get rid of everything then.
Well, I don't think that's going to do anything without the.
Well, it'll throw a null pointer exception if we don't.
Yeah. Okay.
Get rid of it.
Fine. Yeah, you went on that one.
Pretty much everything should be a prefab, right? In fact, the notion that you can have something that's independent of a prefab seems a little bit...
Yeah, a lot of things should be prefab. I think character controllers should be from the script again.
Oh, I can uncheck the character controller. What does that mean?
I don't know.
What does it mean, Dom?
It's changing the capsule thing. So
So I should be able to pass through. I shouldn't be able to move, first of all.
yeah. Okay, so now it looks backwards.
So the bullet is the exact opposite of where I'm going. So I think I had it.
I think you had it right. Yeah, you want to flip that back.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's impossible to tell when the dog is suddenly moving way above you.
Okay, that looks good.
Cool.
And I think the bullet's too low to hit this thing.
What? Wait. How did that? Oh, are we shooting it at 0?
Is the position 0? Does that mean that I don't need to do this whole ritual here? This is just transformed up position? Because the dog is on the ground, is that right? The 0 point of the dog is actually, the registration point is his feet, right?
I think that's right, yeah.
Okay. So what we really want here is actually a new vector 3 with
transform position X, 0.5, and transform position Y, or Z. Yeah. Transform position dot Z.
And what is this? Is this having an issue
F.
with my double?
Wait, you want that to be Z, right? Y is... Yeah.
Good call.
I wish it would start compiling before you switch back. It'd be really nice of it.
I could imagine that. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that looks like it's hitting. Cool.
Okay, so it was just the motion of the dog. So it seems like we can't get bullets that hit walls and a dog that moves and bullets that don't move the dog
So
all at the same time.
This has to be. I feel like we're missing a core concept here. Maybe it is layers or tags of some sort, but this really.
Well, it's all of the automatic collision shit that's happening in the background that creates a physics simulation, which we don't. We only need the physics simulation to hit for walls, basically, because we don't want to like walk through walls.
Mm-hmm. Right, we don't want to walk through walls. We want to shoot through walls. We want both of those to detect adequately. So, yeah, we got some research.
Okay, but we can shoot in any direction now, which is cool.
Heck yeah!
All right, well that's that. Game is over. Game's done.
Love it. All right, well, good stream. Unity is Unity.
Unity's Unity. I think I'm going to start synchronizing through Plastic SEM.
Okay.
Look, I've got all these changes here.
Sounds good.
Do
you want to undo the character controller thing and we'll just eat the weirdness?
Yeah, we can do that. How do I do that?
I think you click on the dog and or player and turn it back on.
Yes.
And then maybe restore the code in the script.
Why does Control Tab skip?
I don't know. It does that to me
Did you
sometimes
notice that?
too. Yeah.
Or Command Tab?
I have experienced this and I cannot explain it.
Okay. Well, everything is back to normal.
Yeah, take us back to Flying Dog Land. That's the place to be.
Hover Dog?
Hover Dog.
There is a dream reality where we can have a lot of this stuff, but opt into it.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
You mean like right now?
I think because I moved the bullet up, it's no longer floating me.
Because you moved. Oh, interesting. But I noticed that as you were moving, I think firing the bullet, and maybe this is what you were seeing before, I think firing the bullet is snapping you while you're moving.
Yeah, I'm colliding with it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm colliding with the bullet.
That's it.
And I think that's what we were seeing before, actually.
That makes a lot of sense, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, this is the best shape that the game has been in. So, yeah, really quick, Plastic SCM. I have it in centralized mode, which means that essentially the repo that I'm working with is origin in Git parlance. So I don't actually have my local copy of the repo. Anytime I make a commit, it uploads it. It uses basically what's in the remote repository as your actual repo.
Okay.
I've got some changed items. I've got some deleted items. Did I delete the? I did delete the prefab because I moved it. And then I added a bunch of stuff here. And we'll just call this session 102 hover dog.
Hover dog.
And I don't know why, but for some reason I tend to get this second thing here. This is actually just a file that changed its modification time. So I think I'm just going to leave it alone. And yeah, there's all this stuff in the workspace. Interestingly, the solution file and the CSproj file, which are kind of like it's like the build manifest. Unity projects tend to ignore those because I think Unity takes over the build and creates these on the fly.
Gotcha.
There's actually even like like build these project buttons inside the Unity editor. And I found that I actually needed to do that in order to get, I think it's regenerate project files. I needed to do that in order to get code completion working for some reason.
Interesting. Okay.
But yeah, so our homework is to figure out the physics system, and for maybe you to get started with Plastic SCM and to get Visual Studio working for you.
Yeah, I think
Code.
I think I did half of it. So doing the regenerate project files might be the secret sauce.
Yeah.
Because I installed a lot of .NET frameworks.
Okay, cool. I have Mono actually, and then I think what I did. I mean, I don't have Mono the disease, but I have Mono the open source framework.
Yep.
And I don't think there's anything special in here.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. Sweet. All right.
Okay.
Nice work. Good job fighting Unity. We will live to fight again another day.
It'll become more compliant.
I think so.
Over time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Twitch.
All right. Take it easy.